If you're moving to Connecticut and trying to decide between the Hartford suburbs, the Connecticut Shoreline, or Fairfield County, there's one thing you need to understand before you look at a single house. These three places aren't just different, they're designed for completely different lives. And the biggest mistake people make isn't choosing the wrong home. It's choosing a region that doesn't actually match how they live day to day. Today, I'm not here to rank these places or tell you which one is best. I'm here to help you understand the way of living each one supports. Because once you see that clearly, the right option usually reveals itself. If we haven't met yet, my name's David Constant, and I help people relocate all across Connecticut. This topic is personal for me. I have lived and worked in Fairfield County. I understand the pace, the competition, the expectations, and the lifestyle. I've spent time along the Connecticut shoreline and understand why people fall in love with it and what surprises them once they're there year-round. And for the last 10 plus years, I've lived in Glastonbury, where my kids go to school, play sports, and where we've built real community. So when I talk about these regions, I'm not guessing. I've lived the trade-offs. There's no wrong choice, but once you see the differences clearly, one option usually feels much more natural. After working with relocation buyers for years, I've noticed a clear pattern. Most people moving to Connecticut fall into one of three lifestyles, even if they haven't named it yet. Fairfield County supports a city extension life. The Connecticut Shoreline supports a place-defined life. In Hartford suburbs, they support grounded, balanced life. None of these are better or worse, but they feel very different on a Tuesday morning, not just on a summer weekend. So let's walk through what daily life actually feels like in each one. When people picture Fairfield County, they're usually thinking of towns like New Canaan, Darien, and Fairfield. And while commuting to New York City is a big part of the story, it's not the whole thing. Fairfield County doesn't just connect to New York. In many ways, it sees itself as an extension of it. Life here tends to feel faster, sharper, and more performance-driven. There's a strong sense of ambition. People care deeply about where they live, where their kids go to school, what activities they're involved in, and how everything looks. That can show up in really positive ways. Beautiful homes, polished town centers, incredible public resources. But it also creates an environment where competition is the norm, not the exception. Fairfield County life tends to be more lavish and outward-facing. Standards are high, comparisons are common, and there's often an unspoken pressure to keep up with homes, renovations, schools, and social circles. For some people, that's motivating, and for others, it becomes exhausting. School quality is a huge driver here. Public schools are consistently top-rated, and Fairfield County also has one of the deepest benches of elite private schools in the state. Education is competitive and achievement-oriented, and that culture is reinforced by the numbers. In many Fairfield County towns, median household incomes exceed $300,000, and median home prices stretch well into the high six figures and beyond. That concentration of wealth shapes expectations, not just in housing, but in daily life. Population density is higher here, and the landscape is more built out and manicured. There's less space between things, physically and emotionally. That creates energy, opportunity, and momentum, but it also creates pressure. Fairfield County works best when New York still plays a central role in how you see your life, professionally, socially, and culturally. If the city still defines who you are, this lifestyle often feels natural. But if you're starting to value breathing room over status or ease instead of optics, it might feel heavy. Fairfield County works best when New York is still central, not just to your community, but your identity. When people picture the Connecticut shoreline, they're usually thinking of towns like Guilford, Branford, and Madison. And the shoreline is fundamentally different from both Fairfield County and the Hartford suburbs. This isn't a place people choose for convenience. It's a place people choose because they want where they live to shape how they live. Life along the shoreline is slower, more sensory, and deeply tied to place. Your day is shaped by the light, weather, and seasons. You walk more, you're outside more, you notice changes more. In towns like Guilford and Madison, the town green, beaches, and walkable town centers are part of daily life. Branford offers a slightly more mixed feel, shoreline access paired with proximity to New Haven. Unlike Fairfield County, shoreline life turns inward. People identify strongly with their town. They know their neighbors, they attend local events, and they build routines around local places. It's not about keeping one foot in the city. It's about planting both feet where you are. Seasonality is a defining feature here. Summer's vibrant, fall is beautiful, and winter's quiet, sometimes very quiet. That rhythm isn't a downside if you expect it. But buyers who choose the shoreline for the idea of it, not the reality, oftentimes struggle. Schools across the shoreline are very strong, and the culture is very community-centered. Median home prices vary widely, sometimes up into the $600,000 and $700,000 range in towns like Madison or Guilford. And population density is lower overall and concentrated around town centers. That's why these towns feel intimate without feeling crowded. The shoreline's defined by water, beaches, historic town centers. Nature isn't something you visit, it's something you live alongside. The shoreline works best for people who value pace over prestige. If you want your environment to shape your routine and your identity, this lifestyle can feel incredibly grounding. The shoreline works best when place and rhythm define who you are, not access or optics. When people think about the Hartford suburbs, they're usually thinking of towns like West Hartford, Glastonbury, and Avon. And what's interesting about this region is that it doesn't try to be anything it's not. It's not competing with New York City. It's not selling a fantasy. It's built around functionality, stability, and balance. Life here is inward-facing and grounded. Your day is shaped by school schedules, work routines, practices, and community involvement, not train times or seasonal swings. In West Hartford, that shows up as energy, walkability, and an active town center. In Glastonbury, life feels more spread out, more privacy, and a calmer pace. Avon offers newer construction and west of the river conveniences with a quieter residential feel. One of the biggest differences between the Hartford suburbs and Fairfield County is how people relate to status. There's less emphasis on optics. Success here looks quieter. Nice homes, strong schools, full schedules, stable routines. Public schools are consistently strong across these towns. Families trust entire districts, not just individual schools. Median home prices are meaningfully lower than Fairfield County, but still reflect strong demand. That balance of quality and value is a big reason why Zillow ranked the Hartford area the #1 housing market in the country for 2026. Population density is lower here. Homes are more spread out, lots are larger. The landscape is rolling hills, farmland, neighborhoods, and open space. That geography supports the kind of life people come here for: predictable, sustainable, and long-term. The Hartford suburbs work best for people who want their town to quietly support their life, not define their identity. If you're thinking in 5 or 10-year increments instead of the next season, this lifestyle often makes sense. The Hartford suburbs work best when balance matters more than intensity. The right question isn't which region is best. It's which version of daily life feels more right to me. If your life is an extension of New York City, Fairfield County. If environment and rhythm shape who you are, the shoreline. If balance, predictability, and long-term value matter most, it's the Hartford suburbs. There's no wrong choice here. There's just the choice that fits your lifestyle best right now. Connecticut doesn't offer one perfect place to live. It offers very different ways to live, and that's the advantage. If you're relocating and trying to decide between Fairfield County, the shoreline, or the Hartford suburbs, I'm happy to help you think it through. I've linked relocation guides and town-specific deep dives below. And if this video helped you make a decision, please be sure to subscribe. I post weekly videos breaking down real relocation decisions so you can move forward with confidence instead of guesswork. Because the right place doesn't just fit your budget, it fits your life.